So I lost one game, game one, but as long as I win the next four, I will make the finals match. Or actually, no. If I win the next four, I've already lost too many games to have a guaranteed finals match. If I win the next four, then I'm tied with Johns, and then one of us makes it to the finals match. Determined by means I'm unsure of. Oh my god. So between the Johns match and this match, this trend of terrible 5-2s is continuing. I don't want to have 5-2 here at all. So really strong Engine Kingdom. Soothsayer I think looks pretty bad. Just easy trashing. Golds aren't going to be a great payload I think with Seer around. You probably just want like a lot of silvers. I mean, you could consider like powering up foragers and just like repeatedly forge trashing Fortress for money for some reason, if you wanted to do it that way. So I could open like Temple Pearl Diver to get started trashing. I could also open Seer first. Seer's a good card, and then I'll just add the trashing a little bit late, I guess. I mean, Seer is really good early on. Is Duchess better than Pearl Diver? My inclination is to say no. I mean, it's money, but right now my concern is not hitting big price points. I don't need a bunch of Seers yet. I want to get like Foragers for trashing, or maybe a Temple as well. Alright, if my Seer can draw my Forager, I'll actually be in a pretty fine spot. Because that means I'll get to trash turn 4 despite not even opening with a Trasher. That'd be wonderful. Well, there's still a chance here. No, there's not. There's a copper on top. I know there's not a chance. I think I want a Temple at some point. Keep that on bottom. Actually, this could be that point even. Temple will be kind of nice with Fortress. You can just like score a bunch of points. Not that that's like amazing or anything. 1 point is not a super great use of a card, but it's something. So I'm kind of inclined to say a second Forager actually, and then a Pearl Diver. Well, take Temple now. And then I'd say about now it's time to start thinking about Payload, which I think is going to be mostly silvers. So I'll be buying some silvers soon. And given that I've got 2 Foragers to his 0, I might add a Fortress and then like trash Fortress with Forager over and over. What's on my bottom of deck? There's a copper down there. So I should play this Pearl Diver first. Because if I play the Seer first, the Seer is just going to see a copper, which I don't want. This draw is not so bad. Let's trash a copper. Trash. Not sure whether trashing a state is better than copper. I mean, in general, you want to trash a state over copper because the state's worse for your deck. But here, a Seer can draw the estate, so it is some argument for its favor. I think I still want to kill the estate. And now I can take, we said Payload, right? So like silver Pearl Diver. I feel like I like my position. The Seers have worked out pretty fine, and I think I'm not sure what's going on with his deck. Maybe I think he was templing too aggressively too early to the exclusion of Payload. But I feel like I've got a little bit of a lead here. I think I want to draw that. Points? Should I be greedy? Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know how to play Temple well. I feel like I usually am very aggressive with taking the points, which is probably suboptimal, but I do it anyway. And I feel like it's worked out reasonably well thus far for me. Let's put that on top. And we are drawing our deck. Huzzah. So now I think I want a fortress, because I'm going to run out of things to trash pretty soon. Or maybe I just take 2 more silvers, and then finish off the coppers, and then I can take the fortress next turn. That sounds a little better to me. And pretty soon I'm going to need to get more seers, I would think. 2 has been doing it so far, but I want to add more silvers to my deck, and that's going to require more draw. He's got a workers' village. That makes sense for him, I would think. Well, he has a temple too. So I still see some value. Oh, he needs the plus buy. That's what it is. I have plus buy because I got foragers. He had to take workers' village over fortress because he didn't have plus buy otherwise. Now I'm understanding why he's got the workers' village. I don't think I'll need workers' village for a bit, if ever. I think if I want more plus buy, I can just add more foragers. At some point, I should probably trash a silver. Maybe even soon. Maybe even this turn. Given that I've got foragers already, and he has none, trashing silver so that for the rest of the game, my foragers make 2 is looks like a worthwhile investment to me. Oh, well, as I say that, he's already buying a forager. So all of a sudden, I'm less sure if I should be trashing silvers or not. I was thinking that, you know, given the composition of his deck, and if I were so greedy as to like buy a gold and trash the gold just for the purpose of powering up Forager, well then he would counter that by just taking some foragers of his own, because then the foragers would be like 3 coins for $3 instead of 2. I was thinking, however, that if I just leave the foragers at 2, like trash a silver so that they're worth 2 instead of 1, that still wouldn't be enough to induce him to buy forager over silver. But perhaps I'm wrong about that. He's probably doing it for the plus buy, I would think is his reasoning. I still want to do it. I got 2, he's got 1, and it just kind of works out nicely given how much trash I had left. So now, temple and a fortress. Actually, I'm not sure. I mean, I kind of want the temple, but I also really want to build. I could do like 2 fortresses. That's more than I need, though. Well, for sure I'm buying a fortress. I need that. That is definitive. And what's the other buy? It could be a 3rd forager. Could be a silver. Could be a temple. I think another forager sounds good. And then this turn I really want another seer. I've gotten by with 2 so far, but I think now more draw is in order. I should discard that, I think. Pearl Diver is a card that my Seer can draw, so I'd rather be basically anywhere except for the top of the deck. I don't know what he takes here. Oh, he's taking the Temple. Interesting. I was thinking that if he wanted the Temple, he would have played his Temple rather than trashing it, like trash a copper with it, so that it's worth more points. I want that on bottom. Now we trash, 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 trash. We got 10. Well, I kind of want a Seer. I said that. But I'm actually overdrawing a lot here, aren't I? And I also want more payload. So maybe I do like Fortress, Forager, Silver. I could Alliance. That actually adds a bunch of payload, doesn't it? But that might be enough to cause me to dud, wouldn't it? Probably shouldn't get ahead of myself. Let's do Fortress, Forager, Silver. Uh-oh, what is in his hand? Does he have a dud? Or is he just faking me out? He has 3 Seers in his deck. He has no business dudding. Okay, so he didn't dud. He was just playing things in a weird order for some reason. I'm on to your little mind games, crabcat. I'm not falling for it. I did fall for it. I thought he had a dud. I would rather discard that. Yeah, so he's adding Fortress now. Makes sense. He didn't have any yet. Okay, well, piles are getting kind of low. That's a reason, I suppose, to continue taking Foragers over Silvers. I was kind of indecisive as to which is better, and I think I took one. Yeah, I took one of each last turn. Silver is nice in the event of a dud or partial dud, because the silver is at least still worth 2 points, whereas the Forager, if you, like, for whatever reason failed to line it up with Fortress, is kind of useless. But the advantage of Forager is it gives you a lot of buys, which potentially helps you threaten pileouts. And so now we are 4 apiece on Forager, but he also has a worker village. He also has a workers village, which means he's got one more potential gain than I do. Not that I think either of us has enough money to really make use of that yet. Yeah, so I feel like it's time for me to take another Seer if I want to continue drawing reliably. Another Forager. So he has 6 gains, which is not enough to do a whole lot yet. This could be Forager Silver, could be Temple Pearl Diver. I think I like Forager Silver more. Alliance is going to be tricky. I mean, it's worth so many points and it adds a bunch of payload, but it would really destroy these. It's a worrisome buy because, like, right now I'm drawing through a pretty big deck with just, I mean, formerly 2 Seers, and that's because each of those Seers was was drawing like 4 cards each. So like a triple lab, and that's because my deck is just like all 2, 3s, and 4s. But if I go add Copper, Gold, Duchy, Province, all of a sudden those Seers are going to be like single and double labs a lot of the time. And then like 3 Seers is not going to be enough anymore to draw my deck. Taking the Temple. I contemplated it last turn, but I felt like the payload was important. There's a good chance I'll need to province here. Because piles are getting lowish. He's got 6 gains at the moment. Maybe he buys a worker's village or something. My deck's got more. I have 7 now because I added 2 foragers. Ooh, he's going for alliance. It's bold. He still only has the 3 seers on his deck. I'm kind of hoping he'll dud next turn then. Okay. This is a bit tricky because, I mean, I'm not sure if he can draw his deck. I think he's put himself in a position where it's the least risky. Because he's got 3 seers. I had 2 draw of overdraw here with 3 seers and none of that junk in it. So I'm not sure if he'll draw his deck. But I feel like I have to play around the possibility that he does, because it's certainly like not a given that he won't draw his deck either. And at the moment, he is threatening a win. He has 6 buys. And, no, actually, is he? Does he have 24 money in there? Let me go back and look. I was going to say he can take Seers and Pearl Divers. Well, he does have a decent bit of money. He did Temple Alliance Pearl Diver, which is 16 money. And then he added potentially a lot of money. He added 3 from silver and copper, or 6 from gold, which is 22. But if he trashes the gold with Forager, that's 4 money instead. I think he might actually be a little bit short of being able to pile Pearl Diver and Seer. That being said, I kind of wanted to buy another Seer because, well, draw is good, and Seer is amazing draw. And buying Seer at this point looks like it might help him pile out. Interestingly, Duchy Duchess could be a pile out soonish. Like if you took 7 duchies, you would also indirectly be taking 7 of the duchesses. So that's something I should be looking at. So like, what if I took 1 alliance here? Well, then duchies are at 6. He can't do 30. But 30 might not be outside of the realm of possibility for me. So let's say I alliance once. And then I trash the gold with a forager. The gold will be worth 6. The silver and the copper will be worth 3. That would add 9 money to my deck. That would be 29 money as is. So like, oh, and I'd be adding a duchess because the alliance would get me a duchess. So I think if I buy alliance, I think I'm threatening to win by piling out duchess. Oh, no. I need, if there's 6 duchies left, I need 32 and 7 buys because there would still be 1 more duchess than duchy. And what I just counted was 31, wasn't it? I said 20 currently, plus 6 from trashing gold is 26, plus 3 more from silver and copper is 29, plus 2 from duchess is 31. Yeah, so next turn I would have 31 money, which is still 1 coin short of being able to threaten a duchess pile out. So perhaps I should consider adding like another silver. I could even add another copper if I thought I was going to draw. I'm pretty sure I'm clicking alliance at the very least. And duchess. I need to add a bunch of draw here though. to make sure that I draw my deck. Because I am not as trusting of my deck as crabcat is. I think 3 seers might not be enough. But I also don't think I want to add another seer, because then I'm worried about the pile out. I'm now going to go back to thinking about, can he pile out seer and pearl diver if left to his own devices? That's a difficult question, because I really don't want to have to score more points than I already have. I'd rather spend the rest of this on like sheepdogs and heralds or something. But I want to make sure I'm not leaving up in a pile out. So he has in his deck 3 silvers, which is 6, 4 foragers, which is 8, that's 14 money, and a duchess, which is 16. And yeah, he spent 16 worth last turn. So he had 16, then he added a gold, a silver, and a copper, and that's it. He has trashed all his other coppers, right? Seems like it. So he had 16, he added 3 with silver and copper, so that's 19. And then he added 4 with gold, provided he trashes that with a forager. Is 23, which is just like 1 coin too short. I sure hope I'm not doing this math wrong, but it appears that he is 1 coin short of... Oh wait, did he gain another duchess? He did, that jerk. Okay, he has 25. So he can do seer and pearl diver. So I have to score more points. I don't want to score more points. I can't take another duchy. Otherwise, he can do... Oh, I could take another duchy, couldn't I? Because he can't do 5 duchies and also a duchess. He has exactly enough for 5 duchies. So I could consider taking one more duchy, which would put me just over the edge. I could take an estate, but then he might take the tie. If I take 2 estates, then I open up a new easy pile out for him, right? Which is estate pearl diver. Oh, this is a tricky position. I could do like estate temple herald. It's kind of gross. I wanted to be buying a bunch of draw cards, like 2 or 3 draw cards, but that's not working out well. Not at all. Do I offer the tie? I mean, I could do like estate herald herald. And no, that doesn't offer a tie. He would be able to beat that because he's also got temples, doesn't he? Shoot. Ay, 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 ay. He can score off a tie. So maybe, do I have to plan on him not drawing? I don't want to plan on him not drawing. Do I take province then? Do I take province duchess? That's gross. I'm unhappy with it. Oh goodness, look at this draw too. Well, I spent a lot of time thinking about that and then made a relatively impulsive decision anyway. Oh, well, that's not a good draw for him. He only has the 1 fortress. So, I mean, he has junk now. He's got a copper and a estate and temple and stuff. So he has potential forger targets. Yeah, now that I'm saying this, maybe him playing his only fortress isn't as much of a concern as I was about to make it out to be. I was thinking he has to have that 1 fortress for forger targets. But yeah, he's got like a bunch of other crap in here that he can potentially use. Looking at this turn, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have tried to play around him having a full turn. Maybe I should have said, you know, I don't believe that his deck can draw that full alliance worth of junk. because like if I didn't do as much as I did to try to scramble to beat 20 points, I could easily put myself in a position to pile out like for sure this turn. And the reason I did that was because, you know, like I said at the outset, like I don't want to give him the possibility of having a win open, and that means taking a big points lead. But maybe I should have not treated that like a realistic possibility. Like he's trashed his silver already, so I'm pretty sure he's already out of contention for being able to hit like 24 or whatever needed for Pearl Diver Seer. Yeah, I think I was a little bit too scared of his deck. Maybe more so than I should have been. I should have realized he couldn't draw, and I should have just set up the Duchess pile out more effectively, which means like just the one alliance and like a bunch of draw, I think would have been better. But hindsight's 20/20. On my turn, I think I'm just going to trash the copper and then mole the Pearl Diver. I mean, if I should have a not super hard pile out here if I can draw things with Temples and Pearl Divers that costs 20 money and 6 buys. So even if I don't draw back around to the second Forager, I would be able to do that. But again, my deck is also far from guaranteed to draw because my deck looks a lot like crabcat's deck. Okay, well, there goes. Oh me, oh my. Do I still play for the pile out? Yeah, sure. I don't know if this makes any sense, but we're gonna keep going. Do I trash the gold? I've already played 4 of my Foragers, and then the last one is way down there, so I don't think I trashed the gold, do I? Trash the fortress. I can leave that on bottom. Well, I didn't have a full turn, but this honestly still looks better than crabcat's turn, doesn't it? Not quite a win anymore, though. Because I bought that. Am I 1 coin short? Are you kidding? No. The money doesn't matter. The main limitation here is actually the buys. I don't have 6 buys anyway, so it doesn't matter. I've got a Seer top deck, which is excellent news. So I think I'm just going to take a bit of points and then go back to what I was doing, which was trying to set up a duchy pile out. So maybe like 3 heralds and silver. What's on the bottom of my deck? There's a Pearl Diver on the bottom. If I top decked 2 heralds, I could guarantee that the herald hits the Pearl Diver. That would be kind of nifty, right? How much would that cost? So what if I did like overpay 2 for herald, so 6, and I have 9 left. And I could do like silver sheepdog. I don't think he can pile temples and also take a province, can he? I hope not. Yeah, so let's do sheepdog, overpay 2. Oh wait, this doesn't work actually. Undo. I can't, the herald can't top deck itself. I knew that when I did it. Is this information? I think technically I saw my discard pile, but like it was just the stuff that I knew was there. I was thinking the herald could top deck itself. So I'd have to buy 2 heralds to do that. So I'd have to spend 4 on one herald, 6 on the other herald, which would leave me 5 left. Is that worth it? Maybe I'm being too fancy with it. I'm gonna do it. Herald, don't overpay. Sheepdog, herald, do overpay. Herald and sheepdog on top. And Duchess, I guess. I don't think that opens up anything particularly pernicious. That's not a great start for him. He trashed the gold, which actually saves me the effort. I was going to have to trash the gold to maximize the output of my deck, but now he's already powered up all 6 of my foragers for me, which is real nice of him. Yes, I think I misplayed the turn before last. I think I probably shouldn't have scored as much as I did. But it looks like, despite both of us kind of bricking our decks a bit with the alliances, he seems to have been hurt worse, because he had a worse turn, what was that? Well, he had a worse turn 13 than I did turn 14. I don't think he's going to be able to pile out here, at least I hope not. And if he doesn't, I think I'm in a very good position now. We've been getting some complicated kingdoms, though. These are long games. Please no pile out. Pretty please. Pretty please. Yeah, he didn't even have enough buys because he had to... I was about to hit discard reflexively, but I want to keep that on top actually, because I know that this herald's going to hit. I went through perhaps more effort than was worth it to make sure this herald hits, and I am not going to throw that away now. Interesting that he would take the temple. I don't think that was worth it. I mean, these piles are just really scary. Look at the Pearl Diver and the temple pile. That's 16 money left to pile those out. I think that's him being too greedy there. Actually, maybe it makes sense. Maybe his logic is, well, you know, if Jacob has a full turn anyway, he's going to win. So maybe what he's doing is trying to play around me having a bit of a dud. And so he's lowering the piles enough that if I don't find all my foragers or something, then he can win next turn. I can see some logic in that. Yeah, he's lowering piles. I guess lowering Seers actually doesn't really make much of a difference anymore now that Temple was already lower than Seer was. I'm going to keep that on bottom for now. I have a bunch of Pearl Divers, so if I want to draw the gold, I can do that at a later date. There's no rush. I want to get to as much of my draw as I can. Okay, let's trash. 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 Now I think I play the Pearl Diver. Still think I want that on bottom. Okay. So I guess I should consider if I have a win. I've only got 4 buys, so I'm pretty sure the answer is no, right? Oh wait, provinces are at 3. Do I have enough for 3 provinces? Probably not, right? I got 9 plus duchesses is 15 plus silvers is 19 plus a gold is 22. So that's still a little bit short, isn't it? And I can't do temples and pearl divers quite yet because I don't have enough buys for that. I would need to take a points lead anyway. So, what's in the rest of those cards? I've only seen half of my foragers so far. So those bottom, shoot. I see that there are 8 cards left in my deck. I'm not sure if that's counting the gold or not. I think it is counting the gold. But goodness, I don't know. In any case, down there I've got 3 foragers. There's 2 silvers, 3 foragers, a gold, a seer. Oh, I should probably try to draw one because that seer would really save my butt. So let's keep that on the bottom then. Duchess, discard. Oh, I didn't even think about these Duchess. These are gonna be really helpful for making sure I draw the right stuff. I think I'm gonna go for the win here. I should probably. No, I should draw that. I can draw the forager, then trash with it, and then mole. I mean, I guess I could discard it for a chance of finding the seer. But my odds of that aren't great. I think I like the idea of keeping it, draw it with the fortress. Then I can play duchy, play duchess, play forager, mole the temple. Then I would have 15, 18 money, and I just need to find 6 more. That sounds doable. Let's trash. Yes, please keep that on top. I guess as it turns out, if I just discarded the forager and drawn on, I would have found the seer, but I didn't know that at the time, of course. Okay, is this a win? This looks like a win, right? Yeah, I just trashed both silvers. If I was short money, I also could have just trashed the province as well. Whew. All right, 2-1, keeping the dream alive. I just need to win the next 3 in a row, and I'll make it to the championship match.